Assalamualaikum everyone, this is me Lisa, AI Wali student Rehan School Online Academy from Base 8. I'm 21 years old. Today I'm going to share my review of the Tedx talk Log Kya Kahien Gey by Moiz Shaukat. The title of this talk immediately caught my attention because Log Kya Kahien Gey, or what will people say, is a question that many of us hear in our daily lives. And sometimes before making even a small decision, we think about what our relatives, friends, classmates, or society will think about us. This simple question can have a much bigger influence on our lives more than we realize. This the main message I took from Moiz Shaukat's talk is that we should not allow the fear of people's opinion to control our lives. From a young age, we are often taught to think about society's expectations. We may hear things like, "What will people think?" or "What will people say?" These words may sometimes come from people who care about us, but if we allow them to control every decision, we can lose our own voice and stop ourselves from exploring our potential. One of the most important ideas in this talk is the difference between listening to advice and living according to other people's opinion. There is nothing wrong with listening to our parents, teachers, mentors, or people who genuinely care about us. Their advice can help us make better decisions, but there is a difference between taking useful advice and constantly worrying about everyone's judgment. If we keep trying to make everyone happy, we may eventually forget what makes us happy. For example, imagine a student who wants to learn a new skill, start a creative project, choose a different career, or try something outside their own comfort zone. They may have a good idea, but then they start thinking, what if people laugh at me, or what if someone say I can't do it? Because of this fear, they may never even try. This is where the message of the talk becomes very powerful. Sometimes the biggest barrier between us and our dreams is not a lack of ability, it's the fear of being judged. Another important lesson is about self confidence. When we constantly depend on other people's approval, our confidence becomes connected to their reactions. If people praises us, we feel good, but if someone criticizes us, we immediately start doubting ourselves. The true confidence means understanding our own values and knowing that we don't need everyone's approval to believe in ourselves. This does not mean that we should ignore every opinion. Constructive criticism can help us improve. The important thing is to learn how to decide whose opinion deserves our attention and whose opinion does not need to control our choices. I also think this message is especially meaningful for young people. Students often face pressure about what subject they should study, what career they should choose, how they should behave, and what kind of success they should achieve. Sometimes they choose path simply because it's considered successful or respectable by society. But every person has different interests, abilities, and goals. A career that is perfect for one person may not be perfect for another. A dream that seems unusual to someone else may be exactly what another person needs to pursue. This is why we should learn to understand ourselves. We should ask ourselves, what am I interested in? What am I doing it? What do I enjoy learning? For example, what kind of person do I want to become? Actually, these questions can help us make decision based on our own values rather than simply asking "log kya kahenge." Another thing I learned from this topic is that we cannot control what other people say. No matter what we do, someone may have an opinion. If we succeed, someone may criticize us. If we fail, someone may criticize us. If we try something different, someone may question us. So, if people's opinion are unavoidable, why should we allow them to stop us from trying? Instead of spending all our energy worrying about what people might say, we can use that energy to learn, improve, and work toward our goals. The talk also made me think about the relationship between failure and social judgment. Many people are afraid to fail because they are worried that others will make fun of them or criticize them, but failure is a normal part of learning. If we never try because we are afraid of failure, we may never discover what we are capable of achieving. Sometimes we need to be brave enough to make mistakes, learn from them, and try again. I believe one of the strongest lessons from this talk is that our lives belongs to us. Other people can give advice, they can encourage us, they can even criticize us, but ultimately we have to live with the decision we make. Therefore, we should make thoughtful decisions based on our values, responsibilities, goals, and dreams, not simply based on fear of people's opinion. Personally, this TEDx talk made me reflect on how often we use the phrase, "What will people say?" Sometimes we don't even realize how much this question affects us. It can stop us from speaking up, trying something new, learning a skill, following a dream, or becoming the person we want to be. The talk encouraged me to replace the question with something more meaningful. Instead of always asking, "What will people say?" we can ask, for example, "Is this the right decision for me?" Or "Am I learning and growing?" Yeah, does this decision match my values? And most importantly, will I be proud they I had the courage to try? To conclude, "Log Kya Kahenge" by Moiz Shaukat is a thought provoking talk about social pressure, fear of judgment, confidence, and personal freedom. Its message is simple but powerful. We should listen to useful advice, respect others, but not allow fear of people's opinions to control our dreams and decisions. We cannot control what everyone says about us, but we control how we respond to it. So, the next time you want to do something positive and meaningful, but hear the question, "Log kya kahenge?" pause for a moment and think about what truly matters. Because at the end of the day, the most important question is not always what will people say. Sometimes the better question is, what will I choose to do? Thank you for listening.